Hey, what's up, you guys? I hope you're ready for an incredible story today. Today I'm bringing you a wild story that feels almost too crazy to be true. It's one of those tales that makes you question reality. Imagine an ATM that spits out unlimited cash. Sounds like a dream, right? Sounds like something out of a movie, right? But this isn't fiction. Well, for Dan Saunders, this was reality. A reality that would change his life in unimaginable ways. Dan was just an ordinary bartender in Wangaratta, Australia, when he stumbled upon an ATM glitch that changed his life forever. He was living a simple life, working hard and making ends meet. The glitch allowed him to transfer money between accounts during offline hours between 1 and 3 a.m., and it didn't show up on the bank's radar. It was like finding a hidden treasure chest. So what did Dan do? He took full advantage. He saw an opportunity and seized it. Picture this: lavish parties, private jets, paying off friends' debts. Dan was living the high life, something he had never imagined possible. Over 5 months, Dan withdrew a staggering $1.6 million. It was like he had hit the jackpot, but it wasn't all fun and games. The weight of his actions began to press down on him. The psychological toll started to weigh on him. Nightmares, anxiety, therapy sessions. The mental strain was immense. The guilt and fear of being caught consumed him. Every day was a battle with his conscience. Eventually, Dan couldn't take it anymore. The burden was too heavy to bear. In June or July of 2011, he contacted the bank to come clean. He knew he had to face the consequences, but the bank deferred to the police, and for 2 years, nothing happened. It was a nerve-wracking wait. That's until media coverage brought his story into the spotlight. Suddenly, everyone knew about Dan Saunders. Feeling the heat, Dan decided to surrender. He knew the game was up. Let's talk about the courtroom drama. It was intense and filled with uncertainty. The evidence was minimal and there was a lot of confusion. No one knew quite what to make of the situation. In the end, Dan was sentenced to 1 year in prison and an 18-month community corrections order. It was a relatively light sentence considering the amount of money involved, a small price to pay for the millions he spent, but the emotional and psychological scars were far deeper. The experience left a lasting impact on him. Now, Dan is back to living a normal life, working as a bartender and earning $22 an hour. He's returned to his roots, trying to rebuild his life. He reflects on his experience, the temptation, the consequences, and how it all came crashing down. It's a story he'll never forget. So what's the takeaway here? What can we learn from Dan's story? Sometimes what seems like a dream come true can quickly turn into a nightmare. The allure of easy money can lead to devastating consequences. Dan Saunders' story is a wild ride, but it's also a cautionary tale. It reminds us that shortcuts can often lead to long-term regrets. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Stay curious and stay safe.